Hello. All right, perfect. Okay. All right, guys. You see, I'm having difficulty with the camera on my computer, so I apologize for that. I hope you guys are getting better visuals right now. All right, my name is Raymond, and once again, welcome to WPAT. Let me just actually log into the account so that we can actually get the stream started. So first thing first, forex trading is exciting. It is considered high risk. Okay, it is a high risk investment product. So it's not something that we recommend to all people. All right. So, anyways, because why is it high risk? Because it's trading with the leverage. Okay, and the higher the leverage, the higher the risk you may be getting yourself into. Leverage is basically a double-edged sword. Okay, it will be good and bad for you. Great when you make profits, and it will be terrible when you are making losses. All right. So, in terms of the no BS trading strategy, what we're doing, we're not here to actually tell you all the psychology and stuff like that. This is not what we're after. Okay, what we're after is basically to show you guys easy trade setups where you can get started right away. Do we recommend doing it on a live account? No, because you guys just started, right? Test the strategies out on a demo first. See if that works for you. Get the hang of it. When you're confident, go on a live account. All right, so hang on with me. Let me just get into the account, and then let's actually start going live. So in the case that you are not online yet, do go on to our live stream that is online right now, and it's showing this MT4 screen. I think it will make your life easier so you could see what's going on. Okay, bear with me. Okay, so do search WPAT. We do have a new live stream that's happening. So let's see. Hmm. One second. Hmm. Okay. Well. Okay, I'm gonna just type in the live stream. Okay. Live chat. All messages are visible. Top message sends. Okay. Okay. So, anyways, we're just gonna start it off because I cannot actually access the account right now. Apparently, all the details were deleted. All right. Okay. I apologize for this. Next time, we will not screw up the live streams. All right. There we are. Finally got it on, but it is not the actual account. We'll be showcasing the accounts later. So Today we're going to just move forward with what we continued on last week. Okay, so a quick review. What you will see over here on the MT4 about the setup. Okay, let's just quickly review the setup on how it's done. The setup is basically two different indicators. Okay, so for all of you that are not in front of the charted live stream, it's okay. Just make sure you hear these important things. Okay, basically the setup for our indicators, we need the stochastics, and also the second indicator we want is the RSI. Okay, as long as you have these two, you'll be able to kick off your first strategy. Okay, and with more practice, it'll be much easier for you to start understanding how it works. Okay, so two indicators already set up, stochastics and RSI. Now, with that being said, get into the proper time frame. Okay, so select D1. Remember, how we're going to actually lower our risk of getting fake outs is by utilizing a higher time frame. D1 is probably the best one so far for this strategy. Okay, so quick recap. Stochastics plus the RSI and time frame D1. Okay, this is to use for finding your entry point. Okay, so far in history, on the account that we are running the strategy for our educational programs weekly, it is overall profitable. Okay, so I'm gonna quickly just share with everyone. All right, right now it's basically total profit of $239. Okay, this consists of basically trading what, like 2 days a week. That is it. Okay, not bad. All right, so um, basically this is how it looks like. Done. Boom. Not clear. Not clear. All right. Okay. All right. Without making your eyes hurt, let's actually get into the real deal. Okay. Trading. Find your entry point with these setups. Basically, with the stochastics and the RSI on D1, you could actually start finding your best, the best, meaning like the lower risk of getting fake outs for your buy and sell positions. Okay. Now, what we're gonna do, because there's no opened orders at all right now, right, on our account that we're doing the lessons. So we're just gonna jump in and showcase how it works. And as long as we're showing you how to find the potential entry points, then we'll start building on that. Okay. So first thing first, always use just D1. Okay. Always just use D1 to start looking at potential entry and entry points, okay, for your stochastics and RSI. So what we're looking for is basically the overbought and oversold zones, okay? With the overbought and oversold zones of the stochastics plus the RSI is what's going to tell us when to enter into a buy and when to enter into a sell. So let me quickly tell you, what you want is something that looks like this. Okay, right over here. You can see on my screen right now, okay, basically the stochastics and the RSI. Stochastics is already on the overbought zone, so RSI is on the overbought zone as well. This is the best place for you to actually enter into a potential sell order. And based on history, what we're looking at is basically great. Look, the market did go down. But today, we're going to talk about how can we exit the trade. So with this setup here, for example, that we found on AUDCAD, let's actually take a look at how to exit the trade. So to exit the trade, you have to utilize a different time frame, but the strategy maintains almost the same. Okay, so drop it down to H1. H1 is the time frame that you want to use to find your exit point. Okay, alrighty. Sorry, let me just grab it out, show you when shall we find that exit point. Okay, so for H1, where do we actually look at and what do we look at to exit? When you're on H1, because that means you're already on an opened order, okay? For example, we're on a sell order, okay? And then when do we exit? You want to exit by only looking at the RSI, okay? So the RSI, we're still going to be looking at overbought and oversold zones, but for exiting, okay, we don't need both the stochastics and the RSI to be reaching the overbought or oversold. You just want the RSI. That is it on H1. So with this order specifically, okay, let's quickly take a look. Okay, so for this order, right, we're basically entering into a sell, right, over here. Now, I will show you when to exit. Now let me just drop that to H1. Done. So for example, we'll probably enter around here as a buy order, as a sell order, okay? And then what you want to exit or where you want to exit is right over here. When your RSI reaches the bottom level of the oversell, okay? Oversold, okay? That's basically where you want to exit. Now, of course, this setup on one single order will not be profitable. Actually, it will be profitable, but it's not that worth it because your drawdown is super high, okay? And this is something that we're going to be talking about on how you can actually make sure that this trade will become profitable, okay? So first thing first, you have to understand how to enter. And then the second thing you need to talk about or fully understand is how to exit. Fixate your whole strategy to sticking to the rules. Okay? So let me review one more time. Entry. You want to enter on the time frame D1. What are you looking for? Stochastics and RSI aligning to overbought for a sell order, or the opposite, which is RSI and stochastics aligning to oversold. Then with the oversold, that's a potential entry point for a buy order. Okay? Okay. Entry, we're done talking about it. Now let's talk about how to exit. Exiting is by utilizing a lower time frame, the H1 time frame. Okay? And then with the H1 time frame, all you want to look at is one indicator called the RSI for your exit. Okay? So, example, if we entered as a sell order, how do we exit this sell order? Okay? What you want to how you want to exit is when the RSI reaches the bottom of the oversold, meaning it does not have to penetrate all the way down below 30, but as long as it touches 30, exit the trade. Okay? The worst case scenario is that you'll lose a little bit of money. And most of the times, if you enter with a D1, you'll probably have a worst case scenario of breaking even. Okay? But if you actually follow suit with proper rules of how to add on more trades, it's going to guarantee that 88% of the time you may have more profitable trades. Okay? Or should we say 88% of the time you will have profitable trades. Okay? All right. As we talked about, no BS trading strategy. Okay? What we're doing here on these live streams is to let you know how to enter and exit. So I'm really afraid that you guys didn't get that. So let me actually do that with another pair. CAD, CHF. So the Canadian franc pair. Okay. I'll show you guys how to enter. Okay. back in history first, and then we'll take a look at what's existent on the market right now for you guys, okay? So for all of you that just joined, we do have another live stream that's set up properly with our camera, sorry, not camera, with the computer screen showing the MT4. Why we're not showing my face is because I'm having issues with the camera. That's why we opened two live streams. All right. So what happened is this, how we're going to enter into a buy or sell. Okay. So this is a great pair, CAD, CHF. Enter into a buy or sell. We only look at the stochastics and the RSI on the time frame of D1. So let's take a look. When's a good entry point for a buy? Over here is a great entry point for a buy. Okay. Or actually over here. All right. And then where's a great entry point for a sell? Should be around here. But that's too perfect, right? In reality, having the RSI and stochastics already on the overbought zone is roughly here. So what you'll see is that you're going to say, but Raymond, there's a loss when you enter, right? Because the market continued going up. Yes, but then afterwards it did come back down. So how sure are you that your entry point is that accurate? Let me tell you something. If any teachers out there are going to tell you we have a perfect entry strategy, whenever you enter is going to be profitable, I think you should stay away from that person, because either they're lying or they're just picking out the best thing to say to attract you. That is it. Okay, so I'm going to literally show you how we can do proper trading, and then this will actually guarantee you to become a profitable trader by adding more trades. Okay, but whether you have to add trades or just can everything out really depends on one thing. This is going to get very hectic, and I hope you guys stick around to really pay attention. Okay. All right. So, oh, okay, stop jumping forward. Okay, let's actually focus on this buy order first. Okay, look, it's perfect. I mean, it went down and then it goes up. All right, so let's actually quickly take a look. Buy order is like this. D1, when the stochastics and the RSI reach its oversold zone, there's a high probability you can enter into a buy. So let's just say we don't know what's going to happen, but we're going to stick to the rule. So then with D1, we're going to enter into a buy. Once you're in an order, okay, switch the time frame. Start taking a look at H1. Why? Because for H1 is where you are going to actually find your exit plan. You're going to exit based on H1. Ooh, sorry, let me just have to find where I markered the whole thing. Okay, done. Okay, so for H1, when are we going to exit the trade? We're going to exit the trade when the RSI reaches our overbought zone, which is a 70 level on the RSI. Okay, so we will exit right here. Oops. Okay, what we want to do is exit right here. Now, the thing is, you might say, well, that looks weird, because then in reality, I may just lose money. You are right. You might just break even. So then you lost your time, you lost some swap, you ended up losing money. But then how can we guarantee that with this whole trade setup, you can end up profitable? It's like this. Oh, I hope you guys are not going to get too confused. H4, okay, is what you want. H4. You're going to now drop it down to H4 and find your secondary and tertiary, or the fourth entry point. So you see, with this setup right now, if we're going to enter here, okay, look at where my mouse is showing on the screen. Okay, if you're going to enter right here as a buy and you're going to exit right here from your buy order, it's not really going to make us profits. We just wasted time. But then with this whole setup, I can see we can really have a profitable trade setup. Why? All right, I'm going to have horizontal lines, different color. Let me do like aqua for you. Okay, our secondary entry point, okay, is based on the H4 time frame. As long as on H4 we also see the stochastics and the RSI on the oversold, okay, then we will enter into a buy order again. Granted, there's two things that has to happen. First, your first entry order is in a floating loss. Second, if it's in a floating loss, then you start looking for your potential secondary order to add on. Okay. Now, if you want to ask, should I increase the lot size or should I maintain the lot size? Well, let me tell you something. If you want to lower your risk, maintain the same lot size. If you want to increase your risk, by all means, be my guest, increase your lot size. Okay. We'll talk about this in the near future about whether, how, or when you should actually increase the lot size and by how much. We'll talk about that next time. Okay, so I'll show you your secondary entry point. Okay, we're gonna find, look, RSI is all on the oversold, right? Stochastics did not reach it. So in reality, you're not gonna enter into a second order right here. No, but take a look at this. Your stochastics and then your RSI are all on the oversold zones here. So your secondary order of a buy, oh, horizontal line, work with me. You will enter around here. Okay, so now, would this give you a profitable order? Of course it will. All right, now let's quickly take a look. The first order is this red horizontal line. Okay, we're going to exit right exactly nearly where we entered. So that's just going to break even or maybe cause us a little bit of a loss, right? Because overall we lost on swap and spreads. So how can we guarantee that whenever we have an entry point, we can actually exit with a higher rate of accuracy to make sure we end up with profits? Take a look at H4. Okay, H4, look for the same signals, basically oversold on the stochastics and the RSI. Once that matches, enter into your secondary order. So for example, my first order was a 0.1 lot. My second order maintains the same without increasing risk. So I'll enter with a 0.1 lot as well, which is the same lot size. And what will happen? My first order will just be broken even. Maybe I'll lose a bit of swap. Now, obviously, for example, the broker we're using, GMI, it doesn't have swap. Okay, it's swap free. So then I did not lose out on swap. So I just broke even. But I lost something. I wasted time. I lost my time. So my first order just breaks even. Lost nothing, made nothing. My second order, on the other hand, it exited with a profit of how much? 482 points, meaning that's 48 pips of profit. Okay, yeah, we don't complain about that. Okay, so we entered into two orders. Okay, totaling lot size of 0.2 lots on buys, and then overall we closed both orders at the same time with an overall profit. You guys get me right now? Am I being a bit too confusing? I'll give you some time to sort of just let that sink in. Okay. If that was not understandable, then don't worry. Let's actually move on to our sell order that we see as an example here. And why is that a sell order? Because take a look. We entered when the, I'm sorry, let me move that horizontal line. We entered over here, okay? We basically entered into a sell roughly around this location, or maybe we entered a little later. We'll enter right here, which is even more perfect, right? We have that doji right there. All right, so we basically entered into a sell here, okay? But when do we exit? We exit with H1. So let's drop it down to H1. Okay. Okay. H1, work with me. Okay, so let me just get this out. There we are. Let's put that as red. So then you guys know this is the first order ever. That's red, done. So we entered into a sell here. We are not profitable, okay? And now a lot of you guys would be like, Raymond, the strategy sucks. You're showing us something that will lose money. Great, just hang on a minute. Wait for it. Wait for it. Okay, I think the setup will give you guys less fake outs. I think the strategy so far has proven that it works. Okay, just don't gamble away your money. That's the truth. Okay, all right. Take a look. We enter into a sell here based on any logical explanation, or any logical person would say this is a terrible point. You place a sell, the market went up. You lost money. Good. Let's take a look if that's true. It went up. That is true. Did we lose money on that order? Yes, that is true. But we're not closing off that order just yet. Okay? So, when are we closing the order? Let me show it to you. We're closing it off when our RSI reaches the bottom level, which is the 30 level. So we're going to close it off right here. Okay? So we'll close it off around this location. So you are correct. Our first entry order would be a loss. But from what I'm seeing, I don't think we're going to really lose money at all with this trade setup or this entry setup. Why? Let's take a look. How can we add on to more trades? Drop the time to, increase the time to H4. H4. If you guys need me to explain what H4 is, it just means each candle means 4 hours. Okay, cool. So this is our entry for a sell order, and this is our exit from that sell order, and that was not profitable. But overall, it will be a very profitable setup. Why? Okay, so with H4, what we're going to do is this. We will have to try to find where our RSI and stochastics are going to give us overbought zones again. Okay? With that being said, remember, when you want to add on into a trade, there's two things that must happen. First, your first entry order is in a floating loss. Okay? Don't say that it's profiting and then you're just going to enter into the market. That's ridiculous. Don't do something foolish like that. Okay? You want to try to lower or limit yourself from having a lot of access into the market. The less volume you have in the market or less trades you have in the market will lower your risk. Okay? So let's quickly take a look with this setup. Right over here, okay, we do not see RSI or stochastics going onto the overbought, okay? But then now as time goes by, we can actually start looking at H4, see if there's any potential overbought zones. If we're not seeing that, and then our orders are still going into the negatives, then let's go down one time frame and find other potential entry points. So right over here. Our secondary entry point, as we already know, could be right over here. Stochastics and RSI are on overbought. So then I'm going to put it in aqua for you. Done. Our second entry would be here on a sell. And then as time goes by, move, we may find ourselves with another entry point. Boom, over here. So our third order would happen over here. Okay? Why? Because, see this? Our stochastics and our RSI, they're all on the overbought. So we would actually, go back, done. We would actually enter our third order over here. Okay, so this is two different examples of how to add on to more trades, right? Remember, the best option would be try to do it on H4. Why? Because with a higher time frame, you'll have less risk of having fake outs. That's the full truth. So then what you want to do now is basically enter into sell, okay? And how you want to exit, you have to exit based on H1. H1's RSI. When you're on a sell order, you want to exit your sells, all of your sells, when the RSI touches the 30 level. Okay, so let's see if this became a profitable trade setup. The first order we entered here, the market went up. So we actually lost 43 pips, but that's okay, right? We are actually going to now enter into a sell order on our second order. So on our sell order, we're actually making profits already. Wow, look at that. It even went all the way below. Okay, maybe that's some news that happened. So then we got long wicks. See, it even made up all of that floating loss. And then we actually have a third order that happened afterwards. Okay, and then our third order would enter into a higher location, which then will give us a total profit of how many pips? Let's calculate. First order on our exit's right over here. Okay, let me just change this vertical line to yellow so you know where we're exiting. We're exiting at this yellow location. Okay, so our first order is right here. We entered into a sell here and we exit here. That means we lost 14 pips. First order, 14 pips lost. Second order of a sell, we exited over here. We made a profit of 25 pips. And then our third order of a sell made a total profit of 39 pips, nearly 40 pips. So that basically means it's 60 some pips of profit, while there is a loss of, what is it, 14 pips. So do the math. If you did not increase the lot size, did you make profits? Yes. Yes, you did. Okay. So I hope you guys grasp the whole idea of how to look for these trade setups and exits and how to add on to the trade. Okay. There's a lot more to the strategy than this, but this is the best way of me keeping it simple so that no matter what level of a trader you are, you will be able to start spotting the entry points, the points for adding more lots or sorry, more trades, and also your exit points. Okay, so without wasting time, let's take a look at what the market has to offer now. So as a disclaimer, we're doing this live, but it does not mean that you shall copy every single trade that we do. Why? Because without understanding it, you're putting yourself in risk. Okay, so we're not providing any signals here. We're providing all of this for entertainment purposes and also for educational purposes. Hopefully, we could give you free information on teaching you how to trade Forex, so then with more practice, you'll become more accurate. Okay, so less of me talking, more of the real market movement right now on the MT4. All right, so stop looking at history. Let's take a look at D1 and what the market has to offer for our entry points now. Okay, show all. All right, let's start with AUD CAD. Do we have an entry point signal? No, we don't, but very, very close. AUD CHF, we don't have one. Aussie Yen, Aussie Kiwi. Oh, we're getting close. All right, don't jump the gun, okay? The most important thing about us being more profitable or lowering your risk in Forex or any form of investments is to enter with your strategy. Okay, don't just say, oh, it's close enough, let's enter. No, stick to the plan. The entry point has to be accurate so that you do not have fake signals or fake entries where you're going to get screwed in the future. Okay, so AUD NZD, very close for a potential buy, but not there yet, so I'd rather wait it off. Okay, if it never reaches the level, then whatever. You know what? At least I lower my risk because there's one less order that I could jump into the market and possibly get fooled. Our AUD USD, ooh, this one is very interesting. It's not super accurate in terms of a buy order, but the signal was almost there. So we'll keep a note of AUD USD. We'll come back to that later. All right, CAD CHF, nothing. Ooh, very close. The CAD yen pair, CAD JPY, is very close to a potential sell, but not there yet. So we're not going to do anything about it. Euro AUD, Euro CAD, Euro CHF, Euro GBP, hmm, Euro yen. All right. Where's my UCC? Yeah, I actually just finished a cup of that. It's very good. It's very good. UCC coffee. I recommend it. Oh, and no, that's not paid sponsorship. I wish though. If any of you guys out there know UCC, give them a call. Say that I love drinking it, and I will totally do the endorsement for free. All right. So here, Euro USD. No, we don't have an entry point. GBP AUD. GBP AUD, there is an actual sell order entry that is available, but not now, not now, right? This is actually a bit risky. If you guys are on the other live stream where my MT4 is showing, okay, then you guys can probably see that this location is potentially a sell order. Should we chase the sell order? I don't know. So let's actually drop it down to H4. Okay, now let's drop it down to H1, see if there was an exit already of the order. If H1 already had an exit like this, then no, don't even chase the trade anymore. Okay, you see, H1 already exited over here. The first order wasn't a loss, but then in reality, overall, I could see a lot of profitable uh, outcome for this trade. Okay, so we're not really getting much signals right now that will respect our entry points. We're not getting anything. Okay, GBP USD. All right, we are not just randomly going through all of the pairs, okay? Very importantly, we only look at the major pairs, that's it, okay? Don't focus your attention on pairs that are rare, okay? Rare pairs will pose a high risk to this strategy because of two reasons. The instability of the characteristic of that pair, and then the second thing is basically the spreads are super big. Okay, so only do this on major pairs. All right. Okay. All right. So far on all of the pairs that we're looking for, they do not have a very accurate entry point. Okay. So for educational purposes, we will actually show you a trade on placing it, but don't do it. Okay. This is not the strategy at 100%. So don't do it because this will have a higher risk if you're just going to jump in and start trading when you don't even see a proper signal. So here, let's actually go to the major pair euro. Sorry, we said AUD USD, right? Very close to a buy. All right, let's quickly take a look. For educational purposes, I will do this for you, but do not follow along unless you will really understand everything we're teaching here, so then you can lower your risk. All right, we're going to drop it down to H4. I just want to confirm if that is a good entry point. Okay, so for example, if H4 is going to give me a potential entry point, oversold, oversold, oversold. No, it isn't. So it's not even confirming. All right, so the chances of really accurate entry is not there. Okay. All right. This one is going to be a high risk. See this? It's not overbought. Oh, sorry, it's not oversold. That's not oversold. Okay. But on H4, let's actually take a look. When was there an oversold? Right over here. Oversold, oversold. So then we would have done a bot here. We would have done a bot here. We would have already exited with profits, right? Yeah, we would have already exited with profits. Why? Because our RSI already touched the 70 level. Ooh, should we actually run the risk of trying it? It's a terrible idea, but we will. All right, so anyways, this is gonna pose as an entry point for a buy. Okay, so we will actually just enter into a buy, but because this is not all that accurate, I'm gonna go for a very low risk setup, so 0.02 lots. Don't do this, okay, guys? This is just for entertainment purposes and educational purposes for you guys out here, okay? Just to see how it works. All right, so we're gonna enter into a buy, okay? But anyways, this is not something that I would recommend to do, honestly. Okay, so basically we're in a buy, okay, assuming that we're respecting the RSI and the stochastics oversold. That means with the oversold happening, we should enter into a buy position, okay? So now we are in a loss, obviously, because of the spreads. Okay, we're down 30 cents. It's nothing. But when shall we enter into a secondary trade or third trade or fourth trade? We will only take a look at H4, okay? So now, if my H4, they will actually generate another stochastics and RSI oversold, I will enter into a buy order. Now, if you ask me, well, will you change the lot size? I would say no. I'm not going to change the lot size. Why? Because I want to lower my risk as much as possible. So I'll maintain the same lot size, and I will still tell you the chances of me exiting the trades with profits is still going to be super high, right? Okay, so my secondary trade that will be placing a buy will have to wait until RSI and stochastics will actually show on H4 and oversold. Wow, this is a lot of information I provided. I'm hoping you guys all caught that. So before I end today, let me actually give you a brief overview one more time. How to exit the trades on the strategy. Use H1. Okay, if you are on a buy order, you want to exit the trade when the RSI touches the overbought zone, which is the 70 level. Okay, if you're on the opposite side, meaning a sell order, okay, because your entry point told you to have a sell, you want to exit with the RSI on H1 when it reaches the 30 level, which is near its low overbought level. Got it? Cool. So stay tuned on our Instagram, okay? We will actually have snippets of the live streams, for the rest of the week, where then we will actually give you the key elements of the strategy. So in reality, if you join the live streams here, you'll get a lot more information. But if you did not join the live streams, you could get at least a very accurate 70% of how to trade the strategy as long as you just follow our Instagram. So make sure to subscribe to our YouTube, okay? So then you can see me next Thursday. And then also make sure you follow our Instagram because we are going to update our strategies there. The key points there. So then there's no BS, no wasted time. You don't hear me talk, redundantly, okay? So that's it for today. Thank you very much. Wait. And before you guys leave, I just need to remind you guys something. How to enter. I forgot to review that. You want to enter with a time frame of D1. Okay? Use D1, stochastics, plus the RSI, overbought, and it aligns, potential chance for a sell. If it's an over sold, then there's a potential chance for a buy. But you can only utilize this on D1. Why? Because it'll give you the most accurate entry points. Okay? And how to add on to more trades, you have to use H4. How to exit the trades, use H1. Okay, that's it. That's a lot of me repeating myself. I think you guys heard enough. So anyways, thank you very much for your time today, and I shall see you next week.